What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Alex here for Impact Gaming Center. We are live and in living color with our first round of Modern tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you're watching on Twitch live, thank you all so much. Y'all are real MVPs. We appreciate the heck out of you for that. If you're watching after the fact, though, on YouTube, no worries. We appreciate you all the same. Make sure to hit us up on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center, where we stream live Magic like this each and every single Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. All right, so Will is on Esper Goryos. We've got Derek on Living In. This is going to be a matchup where both players don't really give a hoot about what the other player is doing. They just want to enact their game plan as quickly as possible. Now, that's not to say that these players don't have counter magic or things like that. They do. But for the most part, the game plan is going to try and kill your opponent as quickly as possible, play your combos, and get the job done. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. Like I said, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering needs. If you're looking for singles, Impact Gaming Center is the one-stop shop for all things Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and One Piece. So make sure to check it out. If you're ever doom scrolling on Twitter or TikTok late at night and you're building a Magic deck, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg. All right, let's see. And a pass back from Will to Derek. Just land, go thus far. All right, back to Will. Hey, what's up, Conflagrant? Haven't seen Living In forever. What an unfortunate matchup, game one. For who? Which player has the unfortunate matchup? I honestly don't know. Get a little surveil action here. And put Goryos Vengeance in the bin. That's not great. That's not great. Flooded Strand here for Will. Also, I suppose the jig is up here for Will. There's Quantum Riddler. Thumbs up, says Derek. Gonna get a draw trigger. If living ends, then Goryos need to Goryo to do its thing. Oh, I see. Yeah, that is awkward, isn't it? I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's pretty awkward playing against a deck that wants to have their big nasty creatures in the graveyard when you're wanting your big nasty creatures in the graveyard. Derek, I don't know who he's upset. Derek just pulled the yellow Ang out of a collector's pack. So he's having a good night. You know, regardless of whether he wins or loses tonight, he's having a great night. I think it's like $2,000, something like that. Thoughtseize, yeah. Derek says, I do get to see your hand, though. Seems good. All right. Breezy's gone. G Breezy's gone. Hopefully it has Ley Lines of the Void in the sideboard. Ley Line of the Void, yeah. Yeah, he's going to need it. Derek is definitely going to need it. This will discarding to hand size here. Never what you want to see your opponent doing. Having your opponent discard a hand size is never a fun thing to watch. But here is a frog. There's Flooded Strand. Thumbs up, says Derek. And we're going fetching down to 8. Both players at 8. Fatal Push. Flicking that Force Negation around. Certainly thinking about it, but Derek going to allow it to happen. And pass back. Draws a card. And there's Overlord of the Baelmerk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna take that endurance right back. That's gonna be a big issue here. For Will. This is one way to get around Derek's issue of having Will's graveyard be really, really good when that living in decides to resolve. If he can keep rebuying endurances, I mean, might be okay. Ooh, Thoughtseize, though, going to come in here for Will. Are we targeting Derek? I would imagine so. I didn't hear them. Chat, if you did, let me know. Although we'll find out here real soon. Derek contemplating. Seems like you really want this endurance to go through, right? And Derek says, yeah, I feel like this is very important. I'm even going to burn a Shardless Agent to make sure that Thoughtseize doesn't resolve. Thoughtseize is going to get exiled and will not resolve. All right. Frog inbound. Derek says thumbs up. Discard a card. And will draw. Thank you, Derek. Down to 6 goes, Derek. Goryos, land, and frog in hand for Will. So very land heavy game this game for Will. Gonna crack a fetch down to 7. Let's see what he wants to get. It's gonna be a plains. Ooh, we're hard casting the Quantum Riddler here. So back to Derek, but we do have the Quantum Riddler. End of the turn, Endurance. Your graveyard is randomized and gets put at the bottom of your deck. So if Derek's... Oh! Okay, that's what I was about to say. If Derek can... Living End here, we'll be cooking. Living End. And look at that. Wouldn't you know it, Will doesn't have any creatures in his graveyard anymore. So yeah, the Frog and the Riddler are sacked. And now Derek has a bunch of big boys ready to... Will's got to find something here. I mean... Solitude is interesting. Could hardcast it, so that could change the math. If he blocks, he'll gain life. Could mess Derek up big time. But yeah, all of a sudden, Derek in the driver's seat of this one. $14 power in play. All right, we're going to hardcast the Solitude now. Alrighty, back to Derek. So now that board looks a lot less imposing for Derek. Mistrise Village. Yep, that is the uncounterable land from Tarkir Dragonstorm. Tick tick on the impending counter. Yeah. All right, Will decides to just pass it right on back. Derek's counting mana. That's not great. That's not great if you're Will. All right. And passes back after he casts the big beefy boy. Put a counter on Frog. And now this one's over, I think, folks. Will is Will's gonna scoop it up and say, let's go to game number 2. And that we shall. Mr. Derek going to get the W here in game number 1. We'll kick it to the sideboard where I'm sitting. But yeah, let's kick it to the sideboard now. What's up? Hey, hey. Ho, ho. How we doing tonight, everybody? Thanks you so much for joining us. Alex from Impact. Again, if you are in the Midwest and you haven't been to the shop, we are located at 49 Ludwig Drive in the fabulous Fairview Heights, Illinois. We are about 20 minutes from downtown St. Louis, Missouri. So if you're in the area and you want to check us out, definitely encourage you to do so. If you are not in the Midwest and can't make it here, can't make the drive, make sure to hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering and other TCG and tabletop gaming needs. We've got a nice selection of Warhammer, board games, D&D, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, that was an interesting game. You know, we brought it up before the game really got going. As Tempered Conflagrant said, this is typically a pretty rough matchup, in theory, for living in, because Esper Goryos wants to put all of their dudes in the bin, and that's typically not somewhere where you would like your opponent's big baddies to be. But some nicely timed endurances there. Derek able to dance around the creatures in Will's graveyard and able to come up with the W. Let's see how both players configure their sideboards. And this is going to be a pretty interesting game 2 and 3 if it comes to that. But let's take a look here to the Impact Zone cam. And as you can see, looks like we've got some folks playing a lot of Commander over there. As these guys get set to do battle. Lots of Commander games happening. Lots. Sounds like we've got a draft going tonight. Oh my goodness. This, it's gone rogue, folks. The camera has gone rogue. Alrighty, let's kick it back down to the battlefield as these guys get set to duke it out in game number 2 here. Alrighty, we are off to the races here. Both players playing some blue-black lands, and looks like Will's going to fetch probably for a surveil land of some description, I would imagine. Absolutely. All right, surveils Teferi to the bin. Has a Thoughtseize at the ready. I imagine this one's pointed at Derek. Derek will cycle. Just on the off chance that Will selected that card. Wants to get the full value out of it. Makes sense. Derek wants that card in the graveyard anyway, so I don't think Will would pick that, but hey, look, stranger things have happened. Alrighty, here we go. Bunch of lands here. Ooh, Ashiok. That is a great card against Will. So Force Negation, Sink into Stupor, Street Wraith, Flare of Denial, and Ashiok Dream Render. Pretty good grip, Derek. So Ashiok, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Ashiok's really good against Will, so that makes perfect sense. All right, here's a Maze, and get some Surveil. Alrighty, Street Wraith gets cycled. Another Street Wraith gets cycled. And now we'll get Derek a turn here. And here, oh my goodness.
And then you get to look at my hand. I get to search your deck. Okay, just
Get to search.
get to search your library for a creature card, put that card on the battlefield under my control, and then
Wow, he gets to search Will's deck for any creature and put it into play. That's pretty good. Yeah, Traxxas seems good. Traxxas probably the choice here. Well, that's a twist that you don't like if you're Will. That's pretty rough. So we're triggering Atraxa right now. Yeah, Will, you know, we can tell here. Will's not having a fun time at this point. I think you take Endurance. Oh, he's going to take Subtlety. Obviously the Dispute, but which land do we want? I would have probably gone with Endurance, but I mean, Derek's played this deck. All right, here's a Boseiju for Derek, and we are going to battle. And Will's going to get slapped all the way down to 8. Derek's going to go up to 19. As quickly as this one started, Will is in dire straits. He needs a land, and he does not find it. Fist bumps in the middle. That was very unfortunate for Will. And that's 2 quick games. And that is not great. And not great, Bob. Let's kick it back to the booth. Well, Derek going to take that one in pretty short order. Don't go anywhere, folks. If you're watching live on Twitch, we've got 3 more. Well, I think we have a low turnout because a lot of our regulars are in Las Vegas this weekend. So I'm not sure. It might actually be only a 3-rounder tonight. I will let you know before we start round 2. I guess as we start round 2, if it's going to be a 2 or a 3-rounder. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. Whoa. That was weird. But yeah, don't go anywhere, everybody. Make sure to hit up ImpactGamingCenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering needs. We appreciate you. I'm Alex. I'll catch y'all on the flippy flop. Adios, everybody. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Alex here for Impact. We are live and in living color with round number 1 of Modern. We've got Lincoln on Azorius Control Breakout Pro Tour Finals deck. Azorius Control against Samuel on Mono White Control. So this is going to be lock in, folks, because this could be a long matchup. But thanks, everybody, for joining us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this if you're watching on YouTube. If you are, hit up our Twitch. We stream each and every single Friday night at 7 p.m. Join us at 7 Central every single Friday where we bring you live Modern action, paper action. It's a good time. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Like I said, if you're all watching on Twitch, consider following. And, of course, hit up ImpactGamingCenter.gg.